Michael Vincent, Vincent.
You may proceed.
Sir, you've testified in this case prior to today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're a crime scene technician with the Orange County Sheriff.
Yes, ma'am.
In connection with this case, did you recover certain entomology or insect evidence from the trash that was located at one time in the Pontiac Sunfire that you've discussed during prior testimony?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Your Honor, if I may approach the witness with OO and OP for identification.
You may. Yes, sir.
We have you take a look first at OO for identification. Do the records of the Orange County Sheriff's Office or does your memory allow you to recognize that item?
Yes, it does.
And what do you recognize it to be?
This is one small vial containing maggots in a preserved solution.
Was that an item that you collected, sealed, placed into that envelope for ultimate transmission to a Dr. Neil Pascal?
Can I refer to my report real quick?
May the witness utilize his report to reference his recollection as to what he did with the information?
You may.
Okay, this is the vial that contained the maggots, correct? It was in the trash bag.
Right. Did you collect that from the trash bag and send it to Dr. Haskell?
I have in my report that I collected it, but that's not my initials on the envelope.
All right. May I have your scissors?
Training.
Yes, these are the maggots that were collected from the trash.
Do the records of the Orange County Sheriff reflect that you sent that item then to Dr. Neil Haskell for evaluation?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as OP for identification. Have you take a look at the item inside that packaging and tell me if you recognize it as something that you collected.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
What is it?
This is bug insect eggs called pupae. It's in the late stage of their life cycle.
All right. You collected that item, sealed it, and sent it to Dr. Neil Haskell for evaluation?
Again, it was sealed by Jenny and shipped by me. Yes, that's
All right.
correct.
I'm sorry, it was sealed by?
It was sealed by Investigator Walsh and shipped off to Dr. Haskell by myself.
All right. You're talking about Jennifer Welch.
Welsh, yes.
Those are all the questions I have at this stage.
Cross-examination.
Mr. Vincent, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
These items of evidence were taken from the garbage bag, correct?
Yes, sir.
And these were collected from you on July 16th?
What was collected?
These pupae.
No, they were collected on August 28th.
Okay. However, you processed the vehicle on the 16th of July, correct?
No, I did not process the vehicle.
Was it July 17th then?
When you're referring to, what do you mean by processing the vehicle?
You inspected the trunk, inspected the items that were found in the trunk.
Yes,
Okay. And you're aware of the ability of entomology to be a useful tool for law enforcement, correct?
yes, sir.
And I just heard you describe to Ms. Train-Burdick that the insect puparia of this item of evidence was in the later stages.
Yes,
Okay. And it's your understanding that an entomologist can look at the stage of where maggot life is and be able to determine the life cycle of that specific maggot, correct?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. This is outside the scope of the witness's expertise. No foundation's been laid for the witness to be able to answer
I think
his opinion.
I'm sorry. I think the foundation has been laid by this witness's testimony and his knowledge of the collection of such.
Collection and objection sustained.
May I ask him if he has knowledge of that, Judge?
You can attempt to establish a foundation.
Yes, sir. Sir, you have some training in entomology, do you not?
yes, sir.
In fact, you went to a course at the University of Florida, did you not?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. And this course taught you that there are different stages of a maggot and other insects.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And an entomologist can take these stages and give you a pinpoint even of a time of death, correct?
Yes, it's possible.
Okay. And you were aware of this type of evidence when the car was collected on and inspected by you on July 16th, were you not?
No,
You didn't see any insect activity either in the garbage bag or in the trunk of the car on June 16, 2008? I'm sorry, July 16, 2008.
I didn't, no,
So you didn't see any insect activity in the trunk of that car when you first saw it?
not in the trunk of the car. There was none that I saw.
All you saw was insect activity in the garbage bag, correct?
Sometime later, correct.
Okay. I have no further questions, Judge.
Redirect?
No redirect, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Vincent.
Thank you, sir.
State may call our next witness.
Robin Maynard?
Robin Maynard, ROBINMAYNARD.
You may proceed.
Thank you. In December of 2008, were you employed as a crime scene investigator with the Orange County Sheriff?
Yes, I was.
Were you one of the individuals who assisted at a site off of Suburban Drive during the recovery of the remains of Caylee Marie Anthony?
Yes, I was.
As part of the assistance that you gave to other crime scene investigators there, were you responsible for documenting the collection of entomologic or insect activity that was present at the scene in December of 2008?
Yes, I was.
Was that evidence collected over over a period of several days?
Yes, it was.
If I may have OX for identification. And for council's reference, that's page 8 of her report.
You may.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as OX for identification, have you take a look at this packaging and tell me if you recognize it as something you've had contact with in the past.
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize it?
It's my label with my handwriting, and the evidence seals have my initials on them.
What is this item and when was it collected?
It's pupae, and it was collected 12/14/08
Where?
at 8900 block of Suburban Drive.
As you collected each of these items of insect evidence, did you relay that information to other crime scene investigators on Suburban Drive?
As I collected those items, I consulted with Dr. Neil Haskell after, at the time, over a period of days that I collected it. I don't understand what you mean, other crime scene investigators.
Did you document the location of the collection
Yes.
with other investigators?
Yes, I did.
Would you have been the individual who placed it into this package and sealed it and then allowed the later transmission of the evidence to Dr. Haskell?
Correct.
If I may have items PT, PU, PV, PW, PX, PY, PZ, QA, QB, QC, QD, QE, and QF for identification. For council's reference, page 14. May I approach this with these items, John?
You may.
All right, I'm going to show you these in sequence, starting with PT, PU, PV, PW, PX, PY,
Your Honor, may I stand up for the screen first?
Yes, sir.
PZ. I'll go to the Q items in a moment. Can you take a look at each of these items and tell me if that is entomologic evidence that you collected from the scene on Suburban Drive in December of 2008?
Yes, they are.
Were you the individual who would have collected the item of evidence, placed it into the packaging, and sealed it for later evaluation by Dr. Neil Haskell?
Yes.
Same series of questions for QA through QF. Can you look at those packages and tell me if those are items of entomological evidence that you collected on Suburban Drive in December of 2008?
Yes, they are.
Do each of the items that you've reviewed so far have an indication on the exterior, the location on Suburban Drive where the item was collected?
Yes, it does.
May I have PH through PS for identification? right, I'm going to show you PHIJKL and M for identification. Have you take a look at the packaging of each of those items and tell me if those are items of entomological evidence that you collected and packaged from the scene on Suburban.
Yes, it is.
Do you indicate on the exterior of each of those packages where on Suburban that piece of evidence was collected?
Yes.
Would you have been the individual who then sealed it in the package and sent it or consulted with Dr. Neil Pascal about the evaluation of this evidence?
Yes, I was.
Let me show you what's been marked as PN, PO, PP, PQ, ER, and PS for identification. Have you taken a look at each of those packages and tell me if that's entomologic evidence that you collected from Suburban Drive in December of 2008?
Yes, it is.
Do you likewise indicate on the exterior of the packaging the location on Suburban Drive where the item was collected?
Yes, I did.
Once collected, did you then place the item in the packaging and seal it pending further evaluation by Dr. Neil Pascal?
Yes, I did.
If I may approach the witness with what's been marked as KV for identification.
You may.
Thank you. Ma'am, can you take a look at KV for identification and tell me if you recognize the packaging?
I do.
How do you know that it is something that you've had contact with in the past?
It's my label with my handwriting and my initials on the evidence seal.
Do you indicate on the exterior of the package what was placed in that item?
I do.
Okay, what is it?
Piece of cardboard mat with pink raised heart-shaped material attached.
Where was that item collected?
It was on one of the lanes in the remains recovery search. One of the lanes, there were lanes, when you do a search, there's a search area, and I identified things through each lane and how many feet north or south it was to that lane. So this was collected in one of the lanes of the search area.
On Suburban Drive.
On Suburban Drive, yes.
The item was collected by you and placed into this package and sealed?
It was.
Do you have any other questions of this witness, Your Honor? Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon, Ms. Maynard.
Good afternoon.
The entomological evidence that you collected, this was under the direction of Dr. Neil Haskell, correct?
Correct.
And there were multiple people doing this operation, were there not?
There were.
And it was thoroughly done.
Yes, it was.
Okay. In fact, it was so thoroughly done that Dr. Haskell even told you, stop, I have enough.
That's correct.
Okay. And the item that you just identified with the cardboard, that was found in one of the lanes.
Correct.
And there were all kinds of items found on all of these lanes, correct?
There was multiple evidence that was found in the lanes, yes.
And when we say evidence, we also are talking about beer bottles,
Correct,
beer cans,
correct,
some tires.
yes.
There were also these concrete pavers nearby, correct?
I'm unaware of any concrete pavers. They didn't have anything to do with my area of responsibility.
There were so many items there in that area, it got to the point where you stopped collecting items because there was so much debris in that area, correct?
I was the lead in charge of sifting, so I was not in the actual primary search area. I had set up sifting stations west of the primary search area.
But you were there. From what you saw, there were plenty of items there, correct?
Correct. The items that I had to deal with were items that were being sifted. So if they were bigger, they really weren't a part of my responsibilities at the scene.
It appeared to you, by being there, that people threw things there all the time. It was a common dumping area. There was plenty of debris.
I can't say it was a common dumping area. There were multiple items in that wooded area, correct?
That have nothing to do with this case. That's fine. I'll withdraw the question,
Sustained.
Judge. This area is also across the street from an elementary school, correct?
I don't believe it's directly across the street. I believe the elementary school was further to the east.
The actual building is a little further to the east, correct?
Correct.
But it is right next to a elementary school, correct?
It's down the street from the elementary school.
Kids walk to school there? If
I didn't see any children walking to school there.
Just a second, ma'am, do you have personal knowledge whether kids walk to school or not?
No, I do not.
Okay. Objection sustained.
you don't have any personal knowledge as to whether children walk to school?
Objection sustained.
Yes, sir. I have no further questions.
Nothing else, Your Honor.
May the witness be excused.
She may, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You may be excused. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the time is now approximately 1 past the hour of 5. We're going to recess for today. We will start back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. The dessert lady, how was that? Okay. All right. Please remember my previous admonitions. See you in the morning at 9 a.m. Okay, you may be seated. Okay, are there any other matters we need to take up prior to recessing to 9 a.m. tomorrow?
I have a brief one, if I may.
Yes, sir, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. I feel compelled at this time to file, do an order of tennis motion for a mistrial based on the highly prejudicial evidence that was admitted today on the superimposition video of a child's skull with duct tape wrapped around the face and a photograph. This was based on the witness's proffer that this was a possible way of, or a possibility, and the witness also testified that this was speculative. I think the overwhelming prejudicial effect was outweighed by its probative value, and we would hereby move for a mistrial based on that fact, Your Honor.
One question. I'm just waiting for the doors to be shut. Okay. Has not both the state and the defense advanced various theories as to the location of the duct tape?
As to the various locations of the duct tape? Yes.
Okay. And did not the witness testify that that was one possible scenario that he rendered, that there could be other possible scenarios?
The witness did, however, it's our position that it's not outweighed by the video of like 2 minutes, for however long it was, almost 2 minutes long, of seeing a photograph of this beautiful child with duct tape wrapped around her face and her skeleton, her skull in the background.
Okay.
I think that served only one purpose, was to inflame the jury, especially this witness testified that he could have described and explained and given that opinion without the video.
Now, you indicated that the photograph showed duct tape wrapped around the head. Was duct tape wrapped around the head, or was duct tape superimposed?
No, sir, it was wrapped around the face because it was a two-dimensional video.
But it showed it like that rather than wrapping?
Correct. And if I said that, I misspoke, Your Honor.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we were talking about the same video.
I think we are.
Okay. State?
The testimony from the expert witnesses in this case is that at some point that beautiful child did have duct tape over the area of her face, her nose, her mouth, one or both. I believe that the exhibit was necessary to establish the state's theory that this duct tape was sufficient to be the murder weapon, essentially, and was admissible for that purpose. I believe the doctor was very clear in indicating there were other possibilities. The video itself showed the duct tape moving above and below to clearly indicate that the position of the duct tape might not have been over both the nose and mouth. I believe it was a fair, though a very necessary demonstration for the jury in this case.
Anything else from the defense?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. When does the court have to rule on a motion for mistrial? Court can what? Reserve ruling on a motion for mistrial, correct? Court can hold a ruling on a motion to mistrial, which was moved by the defense, up until the time before the court reads a verdict. Is that not correct?
I believe that's correct, sir.
And the verdict is not effective until after the court asks the verdict to be published, correct?
I believe that is correct, sir.
So theoretically, the court could look at a verdict, rule on your motion for mistrial before announcing the verdict, correct?
I believe you could.
Okay. Motion for mistrial at this time will be denied. I will take in consideration wherever future motions for mistrial, I will reserve ruling. But the motion for mistrial at this time will be denied. Okay, court will be in recess to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.